What if conflict in one part of the world could push an additional 41 million people into extreme poverty? That's exactly what we're looking at right now. Here's some context. The world had already been losing ground on poverty reduction. Progress started slowing in the mid-2010s, and then came COVID-19 pandemic, and then Russia's invasion of Ukraine. By 2025, the number of people living in extreme poverty, that's on less than $3 a day, was back to where it was in 2019. That is 6 years of progress essentially wiped out. And now, the conflict in Iran is adding a new layer of risk. Here's why that matters so much. About a third of the world's fertilizer supply and a quarter of its fuel passes through the Strait of Hormuz. When fertilizer supply gets disrupted, food production suffers, and food prices go up. For poor households, that is not an abstraction. More than 60% of the world's extreme poor rely, at least on some part, on agriculture for their livelihoods. And poor families spend a much larger share of their income on food than anyone else. So when prices spike, they feel it hardest. Before this conflict, the World Bank estimated that around 814 million people would be living in extreme poverty by the end of 2027. That was down from 837 million in 2025. That was already a slow recovery. But if food prices rise significantly faster than non-food prices over the next 2 years, that number could climb to 855 million. That's 41 million more people living in extreme poverty than we predicted before the war began. What should policymakers do? Here are a few considerations. Keep fertilizer trade open. Protect poor households from rapid increases in food prices through targeted support. And resist policy responses that look fast but ultimately make things worse. The poorest will pay the highest price if we do not act.